Hey, what's up? Somebody asked me today, what do I think that it means if the Breakfast Club keeps Charlamagne the guy instead of firing him? As you know, Charlamagne was caught up in some controversy where he was, accused of doing some stuff a long time ago to a 15-year-old girl and also to his wife, ultimately, which I guess since, his wife is pressing charges, I assume she's not too upset about it, but it doesn't mean that what he allegedly did wasn't wrong. And it involves some sexual assault kind of allegations, real scary stuff, real weird stuff. And there were two things that came to mind. One was, because it's correct that people are clearly concerned about it. I think you should be concerned about that kind of stuff. We should talk about it. But I think it kind of says two things. One, it speaks to money. The Breakfast Club knows they don't have a show without Charlamagne. There is no show without him. I mean, he kind of carries all of that. So I think that they are probably making some tough financial calculations. And then the second thing it kind of says is maybe there's something to be said about actually having proof. I think that this is a time where, given that Charlamagne's such a big tree to chop down, I think that it does speak to the idea that there are some people who are now kind of saying, look, if you're making these allegations, these Me Too allegations, you have to have proof. You can't just have somebody saying something happened. I think, obviously in his case, he said a lot of stuff that got him into trouble, and that's just part of the game. I guess he talks a lot. He does what he does. But I think at the same time, there's no discussion about what proof actually means. Can somebody just make an accusation and have it be treated as if it's real? There are some people who believe that it should be, but then there are some people who are saying, no, you actually have to prove something before you go ruin somebody's life, take away everything they have. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. I'm not really taking too much of a side one way or the other. I could tell you how, Charlamagne treated me, but I can't tell you how things happen with those women because I wasn't there. I don't know anything about it. But I will say that you do see a lot of people jumping the gun on both sides, right? You saw Angela Rye kind of jump the gun in a way that I don't think was authentic to her base. I mean, she's got that white liberal base. She's a feminist. You can't just jump out and say, oh, well, he didn't do it because he's my friend. You can't do that because if he wasn't her friend, she wouldn't have said that. But then at the same time, you got people on the other side who are saying, you did it, nigga, you did it, that nigga did it, and they don't have any proof or evidence to support their point of view. And I think that's wrong too. So what you really have is you have a lot of sides where people are just jumping the gun, and I think that what the Breakfast Club's gonna keep Charlamagne. I think the story's kind of dying down. He's not. I don't think he's gonna get fired. I'd be stunned if he got fired. Put it that way. He may get. I mean, it could happen. Anything can happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But I think also what it really says is that now that you kind of have the rubber meeting the road, you have a multi-million-dollar decision on the part of the people at this radio station. They're thinking, well, wait a minute, we're not going to throw away millions of dollars because somebody thinks somebody did something. I think that with someone like him at that stature, you're going to need a little more evidence, a little more proof. Now, if there's proof out there, then of course that could change things. But we're now living in a world where people can just say stuff and nobody was there, nobody knows, nobody has any evidence, and people act like it's true, and I don't think that's right. Obviously, you can't ignore it. I mean, if somebody's being accused of something, you have to pay attention to that too. You can't blame the victim. But we've quit talking about proof and evidence. We're only talking about accusations most of the time, and I just don't understand the idea of living in a world where we think all accusations are real. That's a very dangerous world to live in. But then again, who listens to me? Who cares what I think? Anyway, that's it. So that's my 2 cents on it. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.